Good evening. Welcome to Arcturian Philosophy. Tonight we're going to have a special guest, Bashar. Everyone loves hearing from Bashar. And it's because he really wants to help with me asking for donations, asking for assistance, because he would keep on telling me, Krista, you do not know this, but there are people who love your videos and who are able to help you, and they do not know that you are in a financial situation. They do not know that you are having trouble paying for your groceries or paying for your electric bill or paying for your rent. They do not know that. And so if you are able to express this, they will be able to help you. You tell the universe what you need, and the universe gives back to you. It's a matter of physics. There's nothing special or fancy about it. It's just a matter of physics. If you put out the intention, you will receive back what is due to you from the universe. So if you would like to donate, he said you need to say this at the beginning of every video. If you would like to donate, the way to do so, I don't have a button for this yet, but my email address is Arcturianphilosophy, no spaces or periods or anything, just Arcturianphilosophy @gmail.com, and that's the email address that you enter with PayPal for how to donate anything to me, even things like just $1. That makes a difference. You might be thinking, oh well, I could give you $1, but you know, what's that going to do? For me, a lot. It really is for me, trying to pay rent, groceries, and the electric bill, the different things that were mentioned earlier. And so that does actually, you might not think it's very much, but that does actually go a long way. Whatever you're able to give, if you like the videos and would like to me to continue to be able to do this, please contribute. Also, if say maybe you're not able to contribute monetarily, it doesn't have to be financial. If you have any crystals that you're not using, say even cursed crystals, I have the ability to speak with crystals and to cast out the demonic thought forms that have been plaguing them. The crystals have a consciousness that is actually similar to ours, where you have, say, a person who's become demonically possessed. They might be aware that they're possessed and are fighting off the possession. Crystals do the exact same thing. I've had crystals call out to me and yell out to me for help, saying, help me. I've actually walked around a room with one of my crystals, and I kept on hearing it yell at me, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I went over to it, and I saw that it had been cursed, and it was yelling to me for help, because it was almost as if it was trying to maintain its own sanity. It was telling me, I've been cursed to be told to hurt you, but I don't want to, and I'm still here, and I'm fighting back. So that's something that I'm able to do. Crystals, a bicycle is one thing that I do have on my wish list, but that's something that I think would best be done through financial help instead. Anything that you can think of, anything that you can donate, doesn't need to be money, just anything that you feel that you can give. I really am in a position where I'm needing assistance at the moment, and so in order to keep on doing these wonderful videos, Bashar told me, look, you have to ask for help. You have to ask for help. How do you expect the universe to give you the abundance that you need if you do not ask for it? How are you going to get the mirror to smile if you do not smile first, which is one of his favorite analogies, to use the mirror type analogy. And so he said, I'll help you with this. I'll discuss some of this for you if you're willing. He said this is a big one for me. If you are willing to attempt to go into the state to channel me as a real channeler would, and to do it for everyone to see. So I'm going to try and go into that state. He tried to give me a few tips or pointers beforehand so that I wouldn't be totally, just thrown off and not know what to do. But so first he told me, we hold our hands like this, as you've noticed, because this helps the flow of the energies, the way he described it. And also you'll notice that people that channel Bashar or other Yael that are like Bashar, they close their eyes. And he said, you need to close your eyes as well. You're used to having your eyes open, but you must close your eyes because this helps with eliminating the distractions from the outside. So he said, what first I ought to do is breathe and then prepare and focus on him and try to receive his energy and try to put myself aside as much as possible. He says one of my biggest problems is putting myself aside so that he can come through as a channel, because he keeps telling me that the channeling is one of my abilities, but that I keep blocking it somehow, or that it keeps being blocked in some fashion. So he wants to work with me on that. And he said, how better to work with you on that with something that you need, which is help, which is donations, which is crystals, which is anything, some spare pillows that someone has on their sofa that they don't want, some kind of furniture, some anything that people might be able to donate to help you with. So now we'll try to follow his instructions and go into that state. I'm kind of nervous, so he's saying you can't do a bad job. I was going to say, if I do a bad job, don't get mad at me. But he says, you cannot do a bad job. That's how this works. So, without further ado, we're going to try to talk with Bashar. He says, not try, do. So, here we go. Yes, hello. I am Bashar, and it is a pleasure to be speaking with all of you through this new and a bit frightened channel named Krista on your Earth. It is very exciting to go about this. What we must do, as I've said many, many, many times, is follow our excitement. And it is her excitement to be giving this information, to be helping people as I have helped people. And so this is why I've come to her. Some have the question, why has Bashar come to her specifically? And it is not that there's anything special about her. What happened was she asked, may I talk to the entity called Bashar? And if someone asks, this is something that we can hear. And because of that, I came to talk with her. Now, she enjoys that of helping people, of discussing their problems and trying to go about fixing them. I do the same thing. And so when you have that kind of frequency and another frequency that is a match to it, you end up with those two entities sharing the same space, the law of attraction, is it not? So, the topic has come up of asking for help, especially in a monetary fashion, when we are talking about things like channeling, bringing forth my reality into yours. In the past, what I have said is that it is not wrong to ask for money for doing these kinds of things. In the past, one analogy that I gave was you can either go to the fruit tree and pick the fruit yourself, or you can go to the supermarket and buy the fruit from the person who picked the fruit off the fruit tree. She is trying to go to the tree itself to pick the fruit. But we could take this analogy further, where she has gone to the tree to get the fruit, but has had trouble bringing the fruit back to her house, and so in each instance does not always end up getting the fruit back to where she can safely store it. In this way, this is where she is needing guidance, needing help in this arena in order to progress along her spiritual path. Now, she brought up the question to me, well, Bashar, how can I actually go about asking for help? Because in this kind of metaphysical community, we're not supposed to do things like that. And I say, well, are you sure? How many other spiritual teachers do you know of that have not asked for donations? Do you really feel that it is wrong for you to do your life's work and to not ask to be compensated, or in your case, for donations to do this kind of work? And she said in response, well, that does make some sense. Yes, exactly. So, in the question, the quandary, is it ethical to ask for donations for these kinds of things? Absolutely it is. If you go to your job and we're not paid for it, would that be ethical? No, of course it would not be. So, in the same way as she goes about her spiritual path, it is in her path to be supported by donations. She cannot see this, but I can. And along this path, although it is difficult, there are those who are able to donate, who are able to give her assistance. And I've repeated this to her again and again and again. She was in shock to find that someone did give her a donation just hours after she began to post about needing one, just today. And because of this, she was encouraged. She thought, well, you know what, Bashar, I will take what you are saying seriously. Yes. For those of you who are in situations where you are lacking abundance, the lack of abundance stems from your mental perception of your situation. Your mind creates your situation around you. You are creating your reality frame by frame, second by second, moment by moment. Because of this, if you hold in yourself a feeling of lack, of that you don't have enough, of that you're not getting what you deserve from the universe simply takes this as a cue to continue to give you more of the same. If you change your perspective into following your excitement without attachment to the outcome, for example, with her, feeling an attachment to, oh, well, if I ask for donations, Bashar, and I don't get any, is that going to be the worst thing in the world? That is resistance. That is resistance to the cosmic plan, because does the universe want you to be starving? No. Does the universe want you to be evicted from your apartment? No. Does the universe want you to be experiencing hardship? No. This is something that you have been programmed into, and you must exit, essentially. Change the programming, change this information into, I am someone who has abundance. I am someone who has what I need. I am someone who has what I need from Source at this moment and at every moment as I create my reality. Just one change in thought, in feeling, can change your entire reality around you. And this is something that you must be conscious of. The law of attraction is often talked about, and what many people do not understand about the law of attraction is, as she has likened this, the law of attraction is literally like gravity. In her one famous account, I will use this example from her because it is a very, very good example. She was asleep in a bed in a foreign country, in a house where there were others, and robbers came into the house. They tried to enter her room, but suddenly stopped at the door. They could not open the door further than 1 meter. They stole all the electronics from the house, except for hers, because they could not even enter the room. They could not stand her high frequency. This literally operates like gravity. When you are in a frequency of love and of abundance and of feeling that the universe is caring for you, You cannot share space or share any kind of telepathic link or otherwise with beings that do not resonate with this same frequency. And so the robber was forced to shut the door as soon as she looked at him. She realized this operates like gravity. Yes. So in this, what I have mentioned, now the fact that she was able to receive one donation was proof to her that, you know what, this does really affect my reality, and you can change your reality in a split second. You can change your reality just by changing your thoughts. Your thoughts create the reality which you experience, which we hear over and over and over again, but I will say it again, like a mirror hologram. Look around at your reality, and what you see is the external reflection of your internal state of being, of your internal thoughts, and more importantly, your feelings. You can think to yourself all day long, well, I have abundance, I have abundance, I have abundance. But if you are feeling that you are lacking, the universe will not respond to you thinking, I have abundance, I have abundance, I have abundance. The universe will respond to you feeling the lack of abundance. This is very important to understand. How do we come to a place of feeling abundance? One thing you can do is look in your reality for things that you do have. Rather than think about the things that you don't have, think about that which you do have, which makes you feel as if you have abundance. You might not have many things. You might be in a situation of hardship. You might be in a situation of captivity. Even despite this, be thankful. Express your gratitude to the universe. Express your love to the universe for providing to you the things which you do have, and in this way work up towards a feeling of greater abundance. And the universe has no choice but to respond, for it is a hologram. It is a mirror hologram. Your reality has no choice but to respond to your intent, as you are the programmer of your reality. You dictate what happens. You have not become a victim, as she has come to understand, not become a victim of a lack of abundance, but has created it based upon her own mental states and feeling states of the emotional body. This is something that we all must come to understand. This is something that I myself and my friends must come to understand. And yes, of course, I have friends. I'm asking, it's a Bashar joke of asking, do you have friends or not? Of course he's got friends, doesn't he? So, in these things, also, humor is of a great help. Laughter and joy are things which help create abundance, for you cannot feel the frequencies which resonate with lack of abundance when you feel joy, when you feel laughter, when you feel happiness. The universe flows to you the things which you need in the present moment based off of the signals you send to it, essentially. And if you are sending to it signals of joy, of happiness, you will be given situations to create more joy, more happiness, more abundance. And so if it is too difficult for you to think, oh, well, I'm going to have more money, or I'm going to have more crystals, I'm going to have more of this or more of that, or more books, or more inspiration as a writer. If it is too hard for you to be thinking of these things in this way, then what you can do is focus on the things that you do have, which create joy, which create laughter, and slowly but surely you will be led in the direction of that excitement. Following that excitement will lead you in the direction to create abundance for yourself, whether it be in spirit or financially or in that of bartering and trade. These are concepts which we understand, which we are here to help you understand. Though we cannot do it for you, we may only give you tips and pointers in the right direction to say it in your language. Another thing that you can do is create a morning ritual in which you ask the universe for the things which you need and thank the universe for what you have. First, rather than asking, always be thanking. You must be thankful and give gratitude, give your love to what you do have, rather than the focus on what you don't have. Because if you ask for something, that is immediately suggesting that you are lacking in things. When instead you focus on that which you do have, you bring to yourself automatically, you set up the circumstances moment by moment in your life for things to come to you, for that which you need to be brought to you. So in your morning rituals or at night, whatever best suits you, though for humans, we find this works best when done in the morning, in morning sunlight, to meditate. And to meditate in this sunlight, to drink it up, and to state your gratitude to the universe, your gratitude to all that is, for what you have, for your being, for your life. That is one thing that you have that many of us take for granted. We have our lives. And after this, focus on that which you need, because the universe must therefore then respond. Remember that you cannot attain abundance when you are in a feeling state of lack. When you are feeling, I am poor, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm going to be kicked out of my apartment, oh poor me, oh poor me. Well, what is the universe going to do? It is going to give you more of oh poor me. So instead of focusing on your situation, even if it be a situation of total captivity, which many of us have experienced, focus on the positive, anything that you can find which is positive, which for someone in a captive situation might be something as simple as a sticker on the wall, or as, I will give an example from what she experienced at one facility. This is where we met. When we met, there was a sticker on the ground which said, no name, and the joke behind this was that a person would have forgotten their name and had to have it written down for them. And for an entire hour, she disrupted the negative goings-on at the place where she was, simply by focusing on this one aspect of joy. By focusing on what brings us joy, no matter how big or small, we bring to ourselves the abundance which we seek, because joy and abundance are resonant frequencies. Your excitement and abundance are resonant frequencies. When you keep yourself in a state of depression, in a state where you are not reaching those higher frequencies, you cannot align with those higher frequencies. This may feel like it is difficult for many people who feel like they are artificially maintained at a lower frequency, but it is possible to change this. It may feel impossible, but it in fact is possible to change these things. And it is done simply by the example that was just given, finding the smallest thing which you can find and finding the joy, the excitement in it. Remember that by following your excitement, moment by moment, by following your excitement, she tried to clarify this, by following your excitement moment to moment, you are doing what your soul shows you that is towards the direction of abundance. And to this, to this aim, it seems obvious to us that you would create abundance in your situation if you are doing these things. And so I am here to help her ask for the donations that she needs. So, with this, I will, instead of do it for her, give the microphone back to her and allow her to continue to elaborate and conclude her wonderful Arcturian philosophy. Thank you. I am Bashar. So guys, do you think I did a good job? He says, "Of course you did a good job." This is pretty funny. He's quite the character. I really like Bashar. So hopefully this is well received. And he's like, hopefully, of course it will be well received. And those who don't receive it well, they are on a different frequency from you, and they will simply go their own way. You do not respond to them. You simply part ways. So I'm very, I'll comment, I feel kind of a question almost of what's it like to have Bashar help you out. And it feels really great. It does. Even when I hadn't received my first donation, it just felt really great having Bashar say, look, you gotta ask people. Do you expect money to just fly out of nowhere at you? You have to ask people. And what you don't know is that people actually really like you. And the ones that like you are actually too scared to comment and say that they like you because of how controversial you've been in the past. Basically, how I've told things like they are. Or delved into subjects that you're, quote, not supposed to talk about. For example, my one video, since Teal Swan really likes her video, Healing the Emotional Body, I really like my one video, Greys and Arcturians Meet the Parents, because of the situation that I was in while that was going on. Just for your information, that was going on while I was in a level 1 lockdown military facility, and there were Arcturians there. I did not see them actually with my own eyes. The only extraterrestrial that I'd seen with my own eyes manifested fully, as in you could have gone up to it and shook its hand, was a tiny Yael, one of the small ones with the ears and the humanoid looking eyes, except it wouldn't have shook my hand. Probably it said it wanted to shoot me. It said, what do you want? And I backed away, said, what do you want? And it said, shoot you. So fortunately, Bashar is not that type of Yael, and told me that, you know, he felt that his purpose in life was to help people find happiness, because it was as if he could sense much more than other Yael that we are family. They have human genetics. They exist because of us. And so for them to go off on some whole arrogant, well, we're smarter than you, we're telepathic, we're telekinetic, we have all this better technology than you, for them to do that is sacrilegious almost, because the reason they have anything that they have is because of our DNA. And the reason that they have the understanding that they have, that Bashar knows this very strongly, the reason that they have the understanding that they have of human nature at all, or abundance, or how to get what you want, is because of humans, from the human psyche. The Greys didn't know how to get what they wanted. They understood power and control, and that was about it. But with the splicing with humans, that's where that knowledge arises, where you have entities like Bashar or others that are like him with a similar kind of interesting Scottish accent, who understand these principles, and they owe it to us. And so he, I think, really wants to help humanity in these different things, and also really wants to help me try and get on my feet. He was telling me when we first met, we met in the level 1 military lockdown facility, which was where they kept people that they were experimenting on. Starseeds who exhibited strange or unheard of talents, or who were hard to control. And they were experimenting on us, and we became friends because we both had a similar kind of ability of frequency of basically making people around us feel good. That's the easiest way to say it. And he really seemed to want to make people feel good. And he could see the same thing was similar with me. And he told me, you should be on television. You should be doing this. The only thing stopping you is your mind. Your mind is the only thing that's in the way. You can be a channeler. It's just that your mind is in the way. You keep thinking, oh, I'll do it wrong. I'll make this mistake, this or that, the other thing. And those are all simply constructs in your mind which are preventing you from doing what you really are meant to be doing on this earth. And what you are meant to be doing is what you decide to do, not what external forces tell you to do. For example, I've been told that I have to write a book. That's the program thing for me, that I'm supposed to be writing a book that's either the new brief history of time or writing anything, basically. And I am a writer, but being forced to do something like that, immediately I want to turn away and say, no, I'm not going to do something because I'm forced to do it. I mean, I like to write, but what he said was, what you want to do is do what you want, do what your excitement calls you to do. And if you feel inspired to write, then write. If it happens to be part of the program, well, then so what? If you feel inspired instead to speak out against it, then do that, because that is following your excitement and will eventually lead you in the path of your abundance. And so now also, I wanted to announce, I did think of a book which would be called tentatively The Positive Parallel, based a little bit on some things I'd heard Bashar talk about regarding realities and parallel realities. When we change our frequency, when we change how we feel and how we think, we are shifting ourselves into the reality that we would most likely want to be a part of. And so in something that I believe I would title The Positive Parallel, that would be about how to shift yourself into a state of experiencing that positive parallel reality that you're not experiencing yet, because it does exist. And there are some people on this planet who are barely affected at all, is what he told me, by these different things that are happening, because their frequency is of such a high caliber that the negative things simply cannot get near them. And he told me, this is what you need to be aiming for. This is what you need to be trying to do, because you are meant to be doing this. He said, I see you on your videos, and though your videos are a little bit too long, you are wanting to help people. You are wanting to try to make a difference. You're doing the same thing that I like to do. And this is one of your passions. Do not let them take this passion away from you. Do not let them tell you that you can't do this and you can only be a writer. Don't let them tell you that. Don't let them tell you that you cannot be a painter. He suggested that I put up some of my artwork, which actually all this stuff here was done while I was in the lockdown facility, the military lockdown level 1 facility, where located where I am right now, which I won't mention much about. In doing these things that we like, however, no matter how influenced or not influenced they are, you lead yourself in the direction of freedom, in the direction of independence. I'm using myself as the example. That's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting freedom. I'm wanting independence. I'm wanting to be able to do what I want to do when I want to be able to do it. I'm wanting to be a writer, wanting to be an artist, wanting to be a teacher, and to be told, you have to do this now. You have to do this now. You have to do that now. You gotta do that now. You gotta do that. That's something that me, and also he is a rebellious spirit as well, who won't just go along with it. I would ask him at times, Bashar, what do I do in this situation? Because in the captive type situations that we were in, we were being experimented on, and we would be told to do different things. Like he was being told to harm me, and I was being told different things, like to say that I was from a different town than what I was really from. And during all of this, what he told me was, what you should do, when I asked, well, what should I be doing? He said, what you should do is what you want to do. They would get so specific as to, when you would go to the cafeteria, are you going to pick up an orange first, or are you going to pick up a muffin first? And if you got it wrong, whatever the correct answer was, if you got it wrong, then your food would be spoiled on you. And he thought that basically that was pretty sick. Coming from a Yael, that's pretty big. And he would when I would ask him, look, what do you want me to do? He would say, do what you want to do. Do not do what I'm telling you to do. Do not do do what you want to do. And so that's why I'm doing this, because what I want to be doing. In future videos, maybe we can talk more with Bashar. I can hear kind of in the background that, you know, you did it for the first time. You should be proud of yourself, and you just wait. You'd be surprised how many people will actually come to your aid. And he's kind of making a joke, especially because I'm helping you, but he says, either way, people liked you before you knew me, and people will like you no matter what, because you are telling the truth. You are a truth seeker. You are a revolutionary. You are trying to get the truth out there about what is really going on. So with this, I will leave you this evening on Arcturian philosophy. I hope you had fun listening to my first real attempted channeling with Bashar. And also, please do not forget to donate arcturianphilosophy@gmail.com on PayPal. Anything you can give, even just $1, that would be very much appreciated. I mean, literally anything, even if it's just $1. To me, that's a lot of money right now. So anything in any way you're able to help, that would be very, very much appreciated. And I hope that blessings will come to you all. Have a wonderful night.